three features help the Poco M3 stand out in a crowded budget smartphone segment. Those are stunning looks, a big 6000 mAh battery, and 6 GB of RAM. Now this smartphone competes with the Redmi 9 Power, the Moto G9 Power. So will these features help it become the best smartphone under 12,000 rupees? Stay with me right till the end of this video to find out. Hello everyone, for watching Gadgets 360, I'm Aditya and this is the full review of the Poco M3. Now before I give you that, be sure you are subscribed to the Gadgets 360 YouTube channel and click on the bell icon so that you're the first to know when we upload a new video. Poco has used a plastic body for the M3 and it feels solid enough. The back panel has a textured finish which helps keep fingerprints off it and helps when gripping the smartphone. I really like the back of the Poco M3. I think it makes the phone look more expensive than it actually is. The Poco M3 is among the few sub 12,000 rupee smartphones to sport a full HD Plus display. Now Poco offers Corning Gorilla Glass 3 protection, which is a neat touch. The display on this smartphone is decent enough to be legible indoors, but I found the brightness to be slightly on the lower side when outdoors. While watching videos, the stereo speakers do enhance the overall experience. The side-mounted fingerprint scanner is convenient to reach and quick to unlock the smartphone. You do have the option to set up face recognition too, and it worked well. The Poco M3 is powered by the Snapdragon 662 SoC, which is a common choice at this price. You can see the variants and pricing on your screen right now. Storage is expandable by up to 512 GB using the dedicated microSD card slot. The Poco M3 ran without any complaints for the entire week I was using it. I could multitask between apps easily, and with 6 GB of RAM, the phone could juggle between several apps before killing them in the background. I played Call of Duty Mobile and it defaulted to the high graphics quality and medium frame rate. The game was playable without any stutter, but the rear did get slightly warm around the camera module. I played the game for 10 minutes and noticed a 3% battery drop. Now the drain is slightly on the higher side, but given the big battery you should be able to play for quite some time before needing to charge the smartphone. With my usage, the smartphone easily lasted over a day and a half. In our HD video loop test, the phone went on for 16 hours. Now charging the M3 using the supply charger got it to 28% in 30 minutes and 54% in an hour. Charging the smartphone completely took over 2 hours. You get MIUI on top of Android 10 on the smartphone. The Poco M3 is supposed to be free of ads in its UI, unlike its Redmi cousins. And I did not notice any during the review period. There were also no spammy notifications, which tips the scales in the favor of Poco over Xiaomi. However, you still get a fair amount of pre-installed apps on the M3. You get a triple camera setup at the back consisting of a 48 megapixel primary camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Photos taken with the Poco M3 turned out well. In daylight, the phone managed decent shots, but I had to set HDR to auto every time I relaunched the camera app. Objects at a distance had decent detail in brighter areas, but the shadows lacked definition. Close-up shots were average, and I had to wait at times for the phone to lock focus. The M3 did manage to separate the subject from the background and apply a soft depth effect. In portrait shots, the Poco M3 managed good edge detection. It is capable of recognizing people as well as objects, and it lets you set the level of blur before taking a shot. The macro camera lets you get closer to the subject compared to the primary camera. The output is of a lower resolution with much lower levels of detail. Low light camera performance was below average, and I could see grain in the output. With night mode enabled, the phone takes about 4 seconds to capture a shot. The output in night mode has better detail and the grains are much under control, but it looks over sharpened. For selfies, it has an 8 megapixel shooter in the dewdrop notch. Selfies taken with the Poco M3 were just average and the color tone was a bit off. You do get the option to take portrait shots which has good edge detection. Low light selfies were average as well and had excessive smoothing applied. Video recording tops out at 1080p for the primary camera as well as the selfie shooter. Now there is no stabilization, resulting in shaky footage. The Poco M3 is a good looking smartphone if that is important to you. It offers a capable processor and 6GB of RAM and also delivers good performance. Gaming and multitasking are comfortable and the 6000 mAh battery delivers good battery life. On the other hand, the camera performance isn't its strongest suit. If you are in the market looking at the Redmi 9 Power, the Poco M3 is roughly the same package with more RAM and without any ads. And if you're still looking for alternatives, do check out our video on the best smartphones under 15,000 rupees in India. So that was my review of the Poco M3. Now what do you think about the smartphone? Let me know that in the comments down below. And as always, for all things tech, stay tuned to gadgets360.com.